Hello. This is a bit weird. It's been a while, but good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. So one of those things with the salutations. Salutations. It's been a long morning already. I've just got out of my third meeting, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We are here. Very short today, to be fair. Just a quick introduction to what we call Marketeer. Can you see it? Yeah, sweet. This is it. This is it. Just not just this. But anyway, it's a bit of software written in PHP, Laravel. Runs, I don't know, DigitalOcean somewhere probably. If we pop in, show you the meats and bones. It is a Laravel Nova application. Not too sure how many of you will be familiar with the Laravel ecosystem, to be fair. So, if you've not come across this, Laravel Nova is pretty sweet. Now, I mean, it's fantastic in regards to how configurable it is and what it gives you as a foundation. But as with anything you use too much, I think it's just me, to be fair. It's a me problem, not a Laravel Nova problem. But I've just basically looked at this interface far too much now. And now it looks really ugly. Because it hasn't changed in quite some time. But we are in V3, I think. Yeah. And we are moving into soon V4. I think we saw some murmurings. The GitHub went private, possibly. Something happened. We saw some murmurings, and hopefully V4 is it is in production. One of the biggest issues I take with it, I like how we're just starting with the issues with Laravel Nova, is it uses like Tailwind -3. I don't know. It's a very old version of Tailwind. It's not -3. It's like version 1, something along those lines. We can have a look, I guess. In here, it should be Tailwind. I mean, that should immediately, if that doesn't give you, yeah, this is the Tailwind configuration for Nova, which in its 381 lines of heinousness, and I think it's, here we go, 0.60. It's pretty painful, especially when it's combined with what's that, sorry, in Tailwind. Chris is saying, what was that site width? I don't know. Was it in the config, sorry? Site width? We've got an 80 rem for a site width, min width. Or are you talking about this? Sorry. I don't know. Anyway, you can clarify in a moment, I'm sure, Chris. But anyway, between those two things, they're the only real massive issues I take with Nova. Everything else is pretty fantastic. It gives you a really good foundation for building, well, an admin UI basically for applications. I make heavy use of a bunch of Spatey libraries, which is a good reason why I sponsor it, or sponsor them, I should say. Spatey, if you aren't aware, get on it. Where is he? There we go. Them, I keep calling him. These peoples, it's because of this, they're Freak van der Herpen, I call it a him, but it is a collective now. They're a company. They build Ray, which is an awesome alternative to Xdebug, although it hasn't worked on my machine for the last few days. Yeah, make heavy use of them. They have a bunch of extensions of their actual plugins and tools. The reason I'm talking about it right now is because Spatey's permissions library powers the permissions and roles on the system. But anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I haven't really formed much of a plan. What's the music? Can we mute? Can we lose it? Oh, it's not really your kind of thing, is it, Paul? So should we try? Hang on. Let's see if we can either go for emo. Your thing's emo, right? Hang on, let's try. So I can't hear it at the moment, by the way, obviously. So you're gonna have to let me know. We can just lose it in total, but I think we should just pop this industrial. What is it called? Swamp Stomper by James Flamestar. Let's rock it. No, we went industrial, Paul. You were talking about the Nova marketing page. Silence works. Yeah, silence. Yeah. Silence is good, I guess. I can stop it. I'll turn it down a little bit though. There we go. Turn it down a little bit. Probably can't even hear it anymore. Right, where was I? I was talking about that Nova marketing page. Yeah, what this the marketing page is pretty. Yeah, the whole site is whatever this site width is. This is again, it's coming back from one of those times when we used to do this, right? We used to just like, we'll just have a little bit of the screen. Documentation is similar, I think. Yeah, everything's in the middle. Awesome. Oh, that reminds me. Whilst we're on the topic of things that are a little bit annoying about Nova, whilst I wouldn't ever really recommend you administer something, to be honest, on your phone, yeah, good luck using this. Every so often the bot goes crazy and I have to resort to using this interface on my phone. It's horrific. But other than that, Nova's great. Anyway, right. I'm going to give you a very quick overview of what we use Marketeer for. So Marketeer is hooked up to, I think, 3 gateways, if you like. Hey Hamza, how's it going? It's connected up to 3 gateways. So I can, if we go into schedule here, as I did a moment ago, in fact, you'll see it. Oh, hang on. You'll see it in the calendar. But what I can do is I can create a scheduled message here. I can pick a type from our 3 gateways, so either sending it via Discord using the Nordev event bot, which just was just moaning at Liam, a tweet, or an email. And from those as well, we also have a destination. So destination for Twitter, if you leave it blank, it's going to just post it on the feed. If you put a destination in for a tweet, or as on a Twitter, it'll go as a DM to somebody, and you just need to put their account, Elysian or whatever, their name. On Discord, you're required to give a destination, and this destination, I guess I can probably pop that to. I haven't got Discord running for a fairly obvious reason. Let me open it on this screen. How's the music? Is it completely quiet or are we getting rid of it? Votes in chat, I guess. Right. Oh, excuse me. Right, so if we look at Nordev, the destination is the channel, obviously, on the left-hand side here. If you right-click, you might only get this in dev mode, to be fair. Don't know. I guess try right-clicking on a channel in Discord and see if you get it yourself. But you'll get a copy ID. If you click on that, you'll get a I don't know how long it is. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 character ID. Everything has it. I have one. Elysian has one. And these are actually a term. They are a thing. Hey, well, they are referred to as snowflakes. Okay, we need to be a bit more specific. There we go. And if you take one of them, it does some cool stuff with it. So if you can grab a Discord ID for, let's go for Will now. We're not exposing now. And pop it in here, and actually tell you when the account was created. It's kind of a weird timestampy ID thing. It's curious. But yeah, everything in Discord has one of those. So channels, people, etc., etc. This message right here, for example, if we were to click into it, let's go and find it. In our probably easiest place to go and find it is going to be in the calendar. But we'll find that in a moment. But yeah, put a destination in, channel, for emails, an email address, obviously, a message. Now, this message can contain text, surprisingly, but it also allows you to put in placeholders. So I can put a colon in and extract something from an attached event. So if I attach an event to it, say, for example, today's, where is it? Today's fluttery things. Is this it? Probably. God knows. There was a decentralized, there we go, the article I'm getting confused for. Right, decentralized community. If we then put in RSVP link, like so, it's in Discord, I guess. I'll get it to DM me. So I'll copy my ID. Where is it? Pop that in there. So this is your RSVP link, I guess. And give it, we don't have to really give it a time, but I'm going to just put it in the future and hit create scheduled. This is our scheduled item. And on the 16th of the 6th at 12 o'clock, it will send me a message. Or, and pop up here and just send it. So these up here are Nova's idea of an action. You can, much better, I can just hear static and some irritating chat going on about, is it honestly just static and some irritating chat going on about PHP? Hey Paul! At least you didn't troll the PHP. I'm impressed with the UI, Alex. I'm rubbish at them. Yeah, this isn't me. I'm taking no credit for this. To be honest, I don't particularly care for it. I did this, the sidebar thing. Right, I'm going to turn the music off if it's just static. Doom Groove by James Flamestar. I'm hitting pause on it. And I guess I can probably get rid of that little notification as well. Love you too, Paul. Where's the now playing? There we go. I'll get rid of that too. Perfect. Alright. Cool. Got to look at myself on the little tiny preview there. I'm going to get rid of that now. As I'm sure most of Nova is lovely from Simon. Yeah, Simon, you've used it a little bit. You've been using it quite a lot. I basically indoctrinate Simon on a regular basis by just sending him links and Simon is the yeah, just send him all sorts. Yeah, Nova is lovely. I like Nova. Anyway, moving away. This is a Nova action. We'll delve into these in a little bit more detail in a moment. Yeah, on that thingy project. Simon says he used it on the thingy project. Right. If I select send a notification action and run it. I was expecting a notification to be fair, but it might have turned them off. No. Amazing. What an amazing example. Why is this destined to happen every time? I literally was trolling Liam a moment ago and sent one just to make sure it was working. What's going on? Okay, so it's not marked as sent yet. Did I actually even do it? Yeah, it's marked as sent now. Is this my ID? Is that just send it to somebody else? Did I send it to Will? Maybe? My ID ends 552. Yeah, that's me. I have no idea why that hasn't worked then. Not got Will's not got anything. Okay, so I guess skipping ahead just so that we can have a look. I might have forgotten how I use it. Bear with. If we go, where were we? We were scheduling a post that then didn't get sent. So what I can also do, and one of the broken things is repeating events. So if I come into here, one of our regular events is the virtual social club every Friday. 5 o'clock? 5:30? There we go, 5:30. 5:30. It usually would have a repeating rule here. However, the repeater functionality is broken. So that's going to be one of our first things. What it usually allows us to do is set a time, set a rule using what's known as an RR rule. I believe it's an Apple standard. Apple created an RR rule standard for creating repeating calendar events, basically. There's actually a whole textual version of an RR rule. I guess I could bring them up. There's plenty of implementations as well, obviously. There we go. Is this it? We can get some examples. Here we go. This is an example RR rule. So it's 2 lines usually. I couldn't tell you what this one means. It says on the here, daily until 24th. We've got a timestamp here, I guess. Count of 10. Yeah, anyway, this little UI, I think I built this actually. This little UI will let you encode a repeating rule. So you can see over on the right here, we're using a JavaScript library to interpret this rule and create the matching times that will come out of that. So if we add a 7, apparently it'll come out at 8. That might be a UTC thing. And we can say we only want it on a Friday, etc., etc. Then what will happen is in the background a cron, a job is running that will look at the current date time, see if it's in the past. If it is in the past and it has a repeating rule, it will try and apply that repeating rule, add a new event time effectively, and then it will have a look on the event for some templates. So this social club, for example, has got 2 templates. Got a Discord DMs template and a virtual social club template. So if we go and have a look at the virtual social club template, that has a couple of notifications attached to it. And what will happen is, as soon as that gets applied, those templates will create new scheduled notifications down here, which are matching these templates. I've done a terrible job of explaining that, I think. What I will do is we can run them locally, and I will show you more about those when we approach them. But this is one of the broken features, like I say, the repeating event. At some point, I think I was actually in the pub, the real life pub, the virtual social, I can't remember when that was now. The virtual social club just basically kept repeating and repeating. Now I think the reason the reason for that has now actually been fixed. If we check GitHub. Oh, and GitHub's back up again, by the way. Whoop. Down earlier, that was a little bit of a sweaty moment. Marketeer. This is currently private. Maybe next week, maybe not, maybe while in the downtime. I basically need to get rid of this folder. So I've been talking about Laravel Nova. Laravel Nova is licensed. You have to pay the dollars for it. You can get an unlimited license, I think. No, you cannot. You basically have to make a choice. Are you a solo developer, or are you a pro? And pay per project effectively. I'm sure there's an unlimited. I'm sure there's an unlimited license somewhere. They all just gone away now. People had unlimited licenses, and they seem to be like a trend away from them more. I know Statamic got rid of theirs a year ago or so, but just before I started the Statamic stream last year. But yeah, $99 a project is, to be fair, what I usually pay for it, to be honest. Sorry, Taylor. And then I relicense it, or I give it away as part of the license to my client, effectively. Pass that on. It is licensed, and as a result, I have to keep this repo private. I haven't signed anything to say that I'll do that. I don't know. Anyway, but normally I will download this. So as part of, can I show you? But you can. I usually put this in as part of my CI. There's another way to install this. Basically, there's 2 ways to install Laravel Nova. You can even install it directly. Just download it from here and dump it in the root of your Laravel project, or there is a, where is it? There we go. That's not the what I needed. there we go, a private repository. So you add this line to your composer JSON, and then you can require Laravel Nova inside your composer. When you first do it locally, it's going to prompt you for a basic username and basic auth username and password, which is just your username and password for this site, Nova Laravel Nova site. In CI, you can do this basically. So I have a line in my couple of CI projects that basically injects my username and password into it as a token. That it then uses to download Nova, which means I can have those projects a bit more open. This one at the moment is going to stay private. I will aspire to get it public over the next couple of days, over the weekend probably, so you can get your teeth in. You will need, of course, your own copy or your own license for Nova. I guess maybe give me a prod. I'm not sending my username and password about. But anyway, right, back on to what this is. So it allows us to define a repeating event like the virtual social club and queue up scheduled tweets, Discord messages, emails, the like, to the platform. I would like to add, or we can add more gateways. Laravel itself, if you care, uses a notification system, which is one of, in fact, the features I want to get rid of. But we'll press onto that in a moment. But what I'm looking for is, there's a page of these somewhere. All of the gateways. I think there's about 70. I'm sure it'll come to me. There's a website, a great website for listing Laravel notifications. Anyway, right, and I think that is about all she wrote. I'm really curious where that message went actually from earlier. We also have Calendar. I don't think you can create events on this, but you can drill into it and see what's going on. So we can see that our virtual social club tweet and Discord are coming up. You can see that all of the notifications that we lined up for today. And what I want to have a look at is where's that one gone from earlier? Oh, I might have queued it for later. Hang on. I sent one to... Oh. Where the hell's that gone? Oh, there we go. That one. Yeah, I sent this one earlier. It worked perfectly fine. Where did I send it to? Interesting. So what I was going to cover is Discord DMs and see why they didn't work. At the moment, Damien and Chris have their own personalised notification about upcoming events. This is one of the features I want to improve. So I'd like to get to a stage where you can go to the website, and to be fair, you should be able to... Is this Jetstream? Yeah, there we go. You should be able to land on this page and create your own account. It's a Jetstream application, we'll cover that later. Create an account and then sign up for your own notifications effectively. Also sign up for creating your own events, so we can move towards decentralizing all of this. Picking out a date in the calendar and penciling in your own event, or not only your own event, but an event perhaps that you've discovered online. You follow somebody on Twitter or something, you want to get them to come and talk at Norfolk Developers, you should be able to kind of just drop into here, post an event, maybe get some upvotes, I don't know. We get approach that bridge when we get to the problem, I guess, but you should be able to post your own event from here, but also sign up for notifications, and potentially also sign up for specific tags. So if we had different tags for events, for example, a live stream, if you want to hear about all live streams going forward, you could sign up for a live stream notification, and you could also set up when that notification comes through to you. And that's one of the things actually I didn't also just gloss over within Nova as well. So within these templates lies a carbon modifier. It sounds much grander than it actually is. So if we go into the Discord DMs, you can see this modifier here, sub-minutes 30. So if I create a new one and say message Alex before each event, we can say it's going to be a Discord message. We can say it's going to go to me, although that doesn't seem to be doing anything at the moment. We will copy my ID and slap it in there. We can say you event now. But this modifier here is based on carbon. Carbon being the date class in PHP. It's an extension, effectively, of datetime. Gives you a nice interface over it. The doc page is horrific, to be fair. You can click on them and then they become editable sometimes. Oh yeah, loading live editor. Once you've clicked that once, it makes it a lot quicker. But this is Carbon, and Carbon has some modifiers down here. So I can say start of a second, start of a day, end of a day, start of a month, all sorts. And you can modify your current date with a modifier. So within the system, you can select a modifier. These are, I think, every single modifier that's available from Carbon. You can, and I think I just apply a title. There's a attribute, or there's a way of splitting like underscored or camel cased words into a title-based word. But yeah, you can come along here, and this will basically be applied to the start time of the event that it's been attached to. So if this Discord DM template gets applied to an event that's 12 o'clock on a Saturday, or 12 o'clock this Saturday, we can say, actually, we would like to subtract, I don't know, an hour from that, say 2, and then we maybe want it the day before or something. I don't know why you'd want it a day before and 2 hours before, but there we go. So now what it will do is it will take the event's start time, apply this modifier in order to the, well, it doesn't matter, but apply the modifier to that date, and then generate this template, or this scheduled message based on that start time. Was that a good explanation? Did that make any sense? Maybe, possibly. I guess shout in chat or something if that didn't make any sense. I think, I'm sure I'm missing stuff, but I'm thinking that's covering it. Now what we want to do is, like I say, I'm not sure if repeating events are fixed or not. I did a quick fix over here. I think what was happening is there's a fix commit here. What's happening is the RR rule provides you basically an array of instances, and you can ask for whatever nth occurrence or the occurrences of that pattern. And we were getting the next one, and I think what it was coughing up, this was a while ago now, but I think it was just basically coughing up the last one that occurred. So once you got to the end of a repeating rule, it would give you, say the 30th of March or whatever. It would just keep giving you the 30th of March. So every time the bot would run, it would go, okay, this is expired. I'll get a new start time, but unfortunately that start time was in the past, and then it just basically kept rescheduling events. We need to look into this. What I would like to do, I'm going to get spat at now on something, although this is part of the benefit of being virtual, I guess. This is an admission one needs to make. This is the tests directory in the Laravel project, and this would be the example test and the example feature test that comes with the project at the box. So I need to write some tests for it, basically. We need to faux or fake the current time. We need to create a mock event with a repeating rule, and then we'll need to apply that repeating rule and get whatever the result is, you know, test it effectively. We need to test it in several instances, check that it works both before, during, and after the repeating RR rule has been applied. Another thing I'd like to look into is whether or not we need to do some things. Yeah, at least I can spell amateur. That's all I'm saying, Paul. Or is that an amateur on an ARM platform? Yeah, amateur. To be honest, I do write tests most of the time, especially for client projects. But this was something to very, very quickly replace buffer, because as you know, we had some funding concerns with no conference this year, and we needed to get control of the costs. So this allows us to basically, well, replace, I think we were using Hootsuite. Hootsuite was stupidly expensive. We moved buffer. Buffer, quite frankly, is a bit crap. And I built this. I think we just had tweets to start off with, and then we've got the bot, etc., etc. Just don't ask. What's the test coverage on Find My Tea like, Paul? I swear it better be 100%. Is this in? Oh, this would be in Flutter, or is this in backend code? But yeah, we need to write some tests. At the moment, I don't even know how this gets deployed. It looks like we have an action. So it looks like we're using GitHub to do our deployments. I'm looking at the bottom, and it's actually here. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Are syncing it. Wow. This feels a little bit old now, to be fair. I've moved to Forge and Envoy recently. Like within the last month, and already this feels slow. I'll let you know when I get Sonar working again, says Paul. Sonar. Is that the Sonar Cube thing? This looks like linting. Yeah, will this give you coverage, test coverage or something? I think I've got linting installed actually. Usually use PHP CBF or PHP, what is it, Code Sniffer or something? I think it stands for. No, I do not. Oh, while I'm here, actually, I mentioned earlier that you can hook it up to Nova's custom private Composer repository. You can also, as with all Composer packages really, to be fair, download it into a directory and tell it it's a path type, and it will go and look in there. But that's also the way that you adapt or create your own bespoke components for Nova itself. So in Nova you can create your own fields. So if you wanted, for example, a color picker, although there's a really good one available, to be fair, most of the fields are already built, other than, it turns out, a field for, excuse me, defining an RR rule. So this right here, if I flip over to code now, pop into this Nova components directory, which it creates for you. You could put it anywhere you like, to be fair, and so long as you reference it in your composer JSON. An RR rule field, and within this is its own. These are meant to be self-contained packages, so it's got its own Tailwood config, which I think, yeah, is a copy of basically Laravel Nova at 3.12.1's version of the JS file, so that we can match those. It's got a small Webpack file, I think, here that, again, I think they provide you with this actually. But this is just a small, if I go to resources JS, field JS, here we go. It's all view. And this is our custom field. So we'll see our radio box for yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. All of our fields that are rendered here. And then in a field you have to, where is it? I think there's a function that it calls basically. Can't remember now. Fields. Oh, we're already in it. Yeah, this. Here we go. Fill. Where's that? There we go. So basically, the Nova itself on this page will call, when you hit update, will call fill on each of these fields. And that's your opportunity to insert some form data effectively. So you provide a configuration. So for this, for example, the attribute that it's going to update, and we append a string to it, the get rule from get rule, which is getting that two-line string that we showed you earlier, and setting that on the form data, and that's how you basically build your own custom fields. So you can do whatever you like basically within the bounds of this little box here. So we've even got this kind of sidebar here. Yeah, and we've got a custom RR rule. We've also got a custom tool. So this is a field, this is a tool. Tools can actually assign themselves a, oh, blimey. Just in case one password's updated. Oh, it's over here as well. This is a tool, so a tool can register itself in the actual sidebar, and you get basically this entire space and do what you like with it. I've stuck a calendar in it. I think you can click a plus button and it will take you through to create a new notification. But you can, yeah, just start strapping on extra tools down here if you've got a custom bespoke requirement that you need to fill, I guess. For example, a calendar. So they can see what's coming up. Oh, there's that post that we were going to send earlier, wasn't it? Is it this one? Yeah, the one that didn't actually get sent. I was looking for that. That is weird. I feel like I need to, hang on. Is sent. Oh, these are filters. You can set filters. I'm probably going to be discovering tons of Nova features and stuff as we go through. There's a lot of typos of rule. I really need to start keeping an eye on chat a bit better. That's a lot of typos of rule. Where did I typo rule though? Ah! Yeah, don't get me started. I had a bug in this actually where one of them was actually typed correctly spelt. Yeah, I mean this is not nice, is it? There's probably a better way of doing this. What is it? Set the initial internal value for the field. Yeah, this .r rule. Yeah, repeating rule. I think this just sets defaults. Yeah, initial value. So either it comes from the string that we've got, or it sets some defaults basically. Yeah. pretty, is it? Not too sure how it did better though. Perhaps Liam, I don't know whether Liam's on the call. Liam's quite a big fan of Vue.js. I can't stand either of them. But yeah, good fun. Fun. I tell you what I am a fan of, Livewire, which hopefully we'll get around to some of that during this project. That was fun. I like Livewire. Livewire is good, yes. Ooh, big old red marker there. What's that? Apparently you've got linting in here as well, look. Conditionally renders the element based on the truthiness of the expression. Have I got a V for... Oh, yeah, don't do this, basically. I think you could probably do it inside, right? But anyway, we're not sitting here fixing field issues right now. Cool. What else to show you quickly before we sign off for the day and I sort out the CI stuff so that you guys can get visibility on all of this. Nova has a pretty sweet, like I say, pretty sweet. I'm going to say that 100 times today by the sounds of things. It all stems off this base resource. So you define a resource for your model. So we have our models here, our database models, and we define Nova resources for each of those models. And what it will allow you to do is override the query that you're chucking in. So if you've got any access controls or hierarchy or anything, this is where this comes in. You can either render a one index query, of course, for all Nova resources, or you can, of course, you know how this works, override this inside of your actual event down here, and then override the actual index query that's being used there. So on events, you only want to show events that belong to a particular team or the team that somebody's currently logged in as. So you can begin to make like customizable admin UIs there. I haven't had a great deal of experience with I guess I have to a certain extent. I did a hierarchical project in Laravel Nova where people got access based on what they were connected to. That worked. that was fine. So you can customize all of these. But yeah, I haven't done anything too intrusive or too like role based or too permission based within here. But it's perfectly reasonable, perfectly doable. Yeah. Right. Is there anything I'm missing? Plans. I have mentioned some of them. Fixing the event repeating a rule generation, or ensuring it is fixed. One of those two, or both, is on the plan. Creating registration endpoints, although I think they're in. Allowing you to sign up, create your own notifications, potentially sign up and post your own events, although that's probably one of those things for later down the line once we decide how that kind of process would work. I have a list somewhere. I wrote it on this project, I think. Oh yes, one of the things I haven't mentioned. We've not really looked at code really that much, I guess. Laravel has this is the web page. Boom. You're gonna just take me straight to it? Go on. There it is. Yes, 54. Ooh. Right, we got there in the end. These are the 54 gateways at least supported by Laravel, basically. And not only are they supported, you can use this fantastic method of creating them. So, you create a notification, something that extends the notification class. We of course implement shouldQueue so that it just gets immediately queued and is asynchronous, gets it off our request thread. What will then happen is usually in your via method you would start looking at the notifiable. So the notifiable in this instance, and in most instances, in this instance is actually a notification, but the notifiable is usually the user. So you are going to notify this user about a thing. And usually within this via method, you would say, does the user prefer SMS? Or does the user, have they got push notifications signed up? So have they said yes to push notifications? Do we have access to them via push notifications? Well, then we will say send it via pusher. That's not a thing. Which one is it? Done this with the web push, but you know, we'll do it with Apple. Sod it. We'll do it with the APN class here. That's, if not, send them an email, basically. Something along those lines, effectively, is the usual pattern. I've kind of used them a little bit. I've used them. This is a little bit hacky, I guess. And there's a couple of reasons we need to move away from it. So at the moment, the notifiable is not a user because we don't really have users to notify. I guess that we will eventually. But what the notifiable is in this instance is the actual notification itself. So this here. And what it says is the type of notification is the notifiables, the scheduled notifications type. So it's Discord or it's email or whatever. And then what will happen is it will pick an appropriate method. So if you return a mail in that via, you'll get mail, Discord or Twitter, etc. And we set up the the tweet, we set up the email, we set up the Discord message accordingly. Now what we need to do is scrap all of this and either create a class that's responsible for doing it or make the scheduled notification itself do it. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that we shouldn't really be using this. Two is I want to perhaps act on the response from whoever. So if we send one to Twitter, perhaps I want to get the status ID or whatever that it was saved as, or a URL, generate a URL for it, because one of the things I'd perhaps like to be able to do is actually mention previous scheduled stuff in here. So you'll be able to start creating threads. Threaded messages is another plan as well, but be able to reply to a previous scheduled notifications. So if you schedule a notification for, yes, you know, today at 12 o'clock, you should be able to say, you know, last week or whatever, that a couple of hours after that, you want to be able to reply to that. But of course, you don't know how to reply to that last week because it wasn't created. So I'd like to be able to actually start storing the result of sending that notification to whatever network it is, and then being able to, just like you can at the moment, extract variables, so the RSVP link, for example. I'd like to be able to then also extract from this particular schedule whatever the response was. So you should be able to go like, I don't know, :480 or something, schedule 480, :URL, something along those lines. So it'd be nice to investigate what the responses you get. I don't even know whether it's possible. We'll find out though. But what this means is that if you can send it via 54 gateways using notifications, then obviously you can do that anyway without notifications. So we are going to look to move away from those and write that ourselves. That's, yeah, on the list. What else have we got on the list? Oh yes, integrating the Dombot. So the name's completely gone from me now. Avray? Have I just made that up? I want to call it Avray. Ashjo. What? Where does Avray come from? Don't know. Anyway, Ashjo. A couple of streams ago. Well, the stream before the last stream, we had the DOM. Jesus. The DOM. I create a bot in Golang. It's good fun. It's about 3 months long, I think, in the end. It was a proper slog in Golang. So we now have a bot that's ours. We can do what on earth we like. Well, I guess within reasons, so long as Dom approves it. We can do what we like with this bot. I'd like to get to the point where that's the bot that's yelling about the events. There's a couple of reasons for that. Obviously, check back to Dom's streams, but we actually created a schema for creating. Let's see if we can find them. Here we go. Perfect. Boom. You can create these. They're pretty cool, right? So instead of having a normal one of our message-based, where's Discord gone? So instead of having, you know, some boring old text every time we want to yell about something, we can put it in an embed. And I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Dom has implemented all of these fields effectively as a JSON schema. In fact, I think I sent it to him as a RFC? No, a request basically. I opened an issue for him. Oh, blimey. Don't look. Oh god, it's getting worse. Let me move this over here. I forgot I'd be logged in Discord. And the Bitbucket. Dom. Where are you, Dom? I can't find you on Bitbucket. Is the search just literally only my stuff? Can I only search? Ugh. I said earlier, and I'm regretting it already, that I said earlier I prefer the Bitbucket UI to GitHub, but I think I might have been a little bit hasty in that statement. If they could just leave it, that'd be great. Here we go. Bring this back. Boom. A one GoBot. A bot ready and go. So in here, I think there's an issue. See any with my face on it? Did I have it on here? What's this? My mouse has just died. Has it actually died though? That'd be amazing. Has it just died? Yeah. Where is it? That one. I think it's this one. Yes. Alright. So, I should be able to send this JSON blob or part thereof to Dom's bot, and Dom's bot should relay that into Discord. Now, at minimum, we can just send a channel and a message for our current version, but what would be great is if we could write embeds. Now, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to write those embeds in the face of this event. What we might be able to, sorry, in the face of the scheduled item, what we might have to do is radically change this form if you pick Discord. So if Discord is your option up here, then suddenly this form is going to have a hell of a lot more fields to it, basically. That may be one option. Another option might be to, oh, I don't know, to be fair, I'm going to have a think about it. Thoughts on a postcard, basically. Yeah, that's one further thing. I think that's it for our list, to be fair. We'll surely come across some things on the way. But as it is, that's the plan. And I shall be back on the, what will it be, 9th, I guess. Yeah. So we've got 5 weeks in this month, and I'm not going to do another 5-week month. So I thought I'd bring you an intro and show you what we're planning to do, what it is. Yeah. Thanks everybody, I guess. I hope that was at least useful. And I shall see you in a week's time, 12:30 again, on the 9th. I might, like I say, should hope to get this public in the meantime. Can you see when I zoom in? Don't know whether zoom is going to work on OBS. It should do. It does. Sorry, I had to wait basically for YouTube to show me that after about 4 seconds or something. Ah, that's awesome. I didn't mention I've got a new little setup. Melty PCs are not melty laptops are not fun to work on. So oh, I might have just realised you couldn't hear me when I was on that screen. But yeah, got a capture card. It's freaking awesome. Now the laptop doesn't know that we're streaming. Completely ignorant. It's just broadcasting it into a box that gets eaten up by the PC. It's fantastic. But yeah, I will be sharing this link. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Chris, Simon, if you're still there. Thank you, Hamza. Don't forget to, oh, is it this side? Because this side, you gotta push the like button. You gotta push the subscribe button, and you gotta push the bell button to get those notifications. And I shall leave you. I'm gonna leave you with some music again, just to annoy Paul. What can we pick that's the most irritating tradition? No, I don't think that'll annoy him enough. See you next time, Hamza. Thanks, Simon. I literally can't think of a thing that would potentially annoy him more. No. Oh. I couldn't find any that are YouTube safe. Alright, I'm going to leave you with the Spooky album because it's called Spooky and it's funny. But yeah, have a good rest of the afternoon and we shall catch you next week. Oh, and Friday, of course, for the social club. It's on Discord this week. Well, it's on Discord going forward, hopefully, assuming it doesn't completely crap out for everybody. Otherwise, we'll be back on Zoom. So yeah, join us on the Discord social club. Otherwise, see you next week. Bye-bye.